welcome back to another one of my videos. Last time I think we did a piece on lambretta front suspension with the Castle lambretta disc brake and all that, but I'm thinking of going back to doing standard brakes and how to improve them, because standard brakes on a lambretta are problematic, to say the least. So let's have a look at what we can actually do. So brake shoes is all about leverage and the amount of force you can literally put on the surface area. The surface area is all the way around here, but it's circular. But what happens is when you brake, the brakes push out like this, which is not very efficient because the force is going outwards and it's a circle, so it doesn't evenly distribute the force. Now they got around this a little bit in the 60s by putting a cam on both ends and a linkage between them, so it pushed out like this, which greatly improved it. But as lambretta still has a single cam, what we need to do is some way of increasing the force that it presses out. Now as you can see here, here's the point that the cam is pushing on the brake pad. So to make more force, we can shorten the cam. If we reduce the cam slightly and bring it in so the brake is pushing here, that's a shorter cam, so it's a shorter lever, or rather more leverage, shorter, smaller cam. So therefore we get more pressure being pushed. That's one way we can do it. The other way we can increase pressure is by removing pad from this front leading edge. What this does, as it's pushing out, it's reducing your leverage. If you cut some of this away here, you then have a straighter push on this back area, and this is not interfering, so therefore you've increased leverage and you can create more force on this area of the brake pad. The other way is to literally increase the length of your lever, but unfortunately when you do that, you get a much spongier feel on the front brake, because the lever gets longer the further the cable has to pull for the same amount. Although it will increase, you can go a little bit. I think on some of the Spanish models they actually do use a longer brake lever. This is an Italian front brake lever. Spanish, I think on some of the Civettas, had a slightly longer lever. Cam. Right, now looking at the cam, we can also reprofile the cam. The cam pushes on this position here and this position here, as you can see the shiny spot. So if we reprofile this cam back, so instead of pushing here, it pushes further back here, we have increased the force that we can push. And if it's a curved effect, it will still not roll off, because you've still got the maximum width, so you're not going to jam your cam. So a progressive roll on that. So if we cut back here, if we can see, I'm gonna be trimming this back, so this point here actually moves back to here. The first point that it's going to touch will be back in this position. Not too much, otherwise we could lock the brakes on. So there we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to trim this back, so therefore the cam then has a rolling effect rather than just pressing on one point. It actually becomes a gradual cam, and the pressure point comes closer to the center, giving us more force. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll see what the results are. Hopefully they're pretty good, because this is going to be the first time I've done it like this. It's all about thinking. Okay, we're going to zoom in a little bit. This is how I've reprofiled the cam, and on the other side like that, as you can see. Now we'll put the shoes on, and here's the action, is that now with the new profiled cam version, it literally rolls up it, and I can feel the amount of force with my hand, because I'm trying to force the pads together with my hand. Now if I go the opposite way, which would be the same as the original way, I can feel the difference. This way it's much more difficult to try and hold it back, and it's much easier to push the brake lever, which means I'm getting more force. On the old way, it's pretty easy, but this way it's much better, and the cam is now rolling on the brake shoe, and it's not going to create a specific line there and a groove and eventually bite into it. It literally rolls up and down it now, so that's going to improve things. The only way to find out is to put it together in the bike and test it. But yes, big improvement, I must say. But the only way to truly try it is on the bike and on the road. So, end of my first part. Second part will come when it's actually fitted. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell, of course. Thanks, bye.